Hola amigos, how you doing? Welcome to a new video. So today I'm going to be taking you through how I trim my hair at home by myself, DIY style, because I'm the DIY queen, period. So after straightening my hair last week, I knew I needed to take off these ends. Do you see these scraggly ends? Yeah, this is what I'm going to be dealing with today. I also had to consult a couple of YouTube videos to refresh my memory because I cannot afford to make any mistake, because one wrong snip, boom, accidental big chop, and that's not what we're going for. These are the things I'm going to be using to trim my hair today. I have my hair shears, my rat tail comb, the hair clips for getting my hair out of the way, my white tooth comb, and my hairbrush. Okay, so we're working with a straightened hair, although my ends look a little wavy because I straightened my hair last week and I packed it into a bun, which made it take that wavy look form. But we can definitely still work with this. Now I'm trying to part the top section of my hair because I want to make a guide cut. This is going to be the first small section that I trim, which will serve as a guide to make sure that all the other sections I'm going to cut are the same length. I'm not necessarily going for the same length, but it's just going to act as a guide to make sure I don't overcut or undercut. Do you understand? I'm actually targeting wherever I see split ends, dead ends, rough ends, see-through ends, not see-through per se, because my hair can look very faint and light. But yeah, you get the point. Now after sectioning this part that is going to act as my guide cut, I'm going to go over with my white tooth comb and my hairbrush to make sure it is smoothened out before making the cut. I don't even know how many inches I'll be taking off, and this is not a haircut, it's a trim, so I don't want you expecting it to be taking off a lot. Like, chill, was still maintaining the length but taking off the dead end. So I'm gonna be dusting at some point. I'm gonna be doing some blunt cuts here and there. So looking at the length of what I cut off, it actually looks long. Like I said, the first cut is going to act as a guide for this next section and pattern. And I'm using the blunt cut method, which is when you cut the hair straight to make the ends look full and thick, because I don't like the way my ends are looking. Okay, so what I did here was that I divided that first cut I made into 2 equal halves, so that I can use one half to measure up this new section I parted, so that it will act as a guide. I'll check to see where that first blunt cut I made stopped. Then I'll use that to trim off the ends so that it will be easier that way. Now I'm going to repeat that process, but using what is left of that first blunt cut I divided into 2. So it's going to act as a guide for this second part I'm sectioning. I'm not completely done with the front parts, but I'm just checking for evenness so far. Now I'm going to section my hair again, but this time extending it to the middle of my hair. I really do not know how to explain the concept of this pattern, but just like you can see, I'm now extending it to the middle of my hair. I'm trying to get from the front of my hair to the middle of my hair. Then I will now align it and use the previous cuts to act as a guide. Basically, I cannot cut anything without the help of the previously cut hair. Does that make any sense? I really hope it does. That middle part I told you about, this is what it looks like. The cutting is not completely neat because I can't see the back of my hair, so don't judge me. Honestly, I feel like those 360 mirrors are really good investments because it would have made my life so much easier. But then I have no choice than to work with just one mirror, which is the mirror in front of me. The reason why the process of combing and brushing my hair is very important is because now that I'm aligning it, the hair has to be straight so I can see the full length and see the parts that needs to be cut off. After trimming, I like to always check for evenness because the last thing I would want is for one side to be longer than the other. Now it's time to trim the back section, and to be honest, this is the slightly harder part. So this is slightly harder because there's no guide for me to use. The blunt cuts from earlier are in the front, so watch closely how I comb my hair. You see the way I turn that comb? Yeah, exactly. You might have to watch this multiple times to get it, but basically I'm going to divide it into two, then cut off the split ends, and now use that as a guide for the remaining parts. Now I'm just checking to see if I should cut off this entire part or if it's going to be too much. By the way, I just hope you know you're not supposed to use regular household scissors to trim your hair. You're supposed to use hair shears just like this one. If you don't know where to get it from, I'm going to link it in my description, so check my Amazon storefront and check the Instagram vendor link, anyone you prefer. So take this as a sign. Do not let any hairstylist use regular scissors on your hair. Make sure that you're using the appropriate hair shears, because using the wrong scissors is going to cause more harm than good. At this point, I'm just going to try using my finger to measure the second part, just so that it can be on the same length with the first part I already cut, which is my right side. Sorry, left, depending on the angle you're watching me from. But yeah, I'm just going to go with my instincts because this is not the surest method, but this definitely still works. Can you see how my ends are looking full and thick already? Anyway, it's time to trim my edges, and even if they look short and scanty, I still have split ends there and they need to go. So I'm just going to gently do it without bapping off the little hair I have in the front of my head. Okay, so far so good. I'm actually liking this. It's already turning out well, and I love that. Wait, tell me you can see this. Tell me you see this. Because why does one side look longer than the other side? I mean, from the beginning, my hair was not equal. But then it's looking super obvious. Do I have to actually straighten my hair to know the actual length of both sides? But please tell me it's not just me. You actually notice that one side is longer than the other side. This is actually the before and after. I really don't get why it looks like this. Something is off. What did I do wrong? I'm gonna try to fix that. Trimming your hair from the back is not the easiest thing, but I still made it work by bringing it to the front, then trimming it. At this point, I feel like I'm just dusting it because I don't want to overdo it and regret my actions later. So I would rather just dust it off right now and do more later if I need to trim off more. Does that make sense? So after all that has been done, from the back of the hair, you can already tell that it took a U-cut shape and not the straight cutting method. And I'm just going to go with that because my hair was not actually straight from the beginning. So try to make it straight to mean cutting off even more. But I'm pretty satisfied with this. So in the future, I can keep dusting it and dusting it off. Let me know what you think about this. I think it still needs adjustment because one side still looks longer than the other. If you've never trimmed your hair before, I want to actually know, would you try trimming your hair at home? Or do you only trust professionals? Would you leave it to the stylist to do it for you? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And yeah, that's it. I actually love the outcome of this trim. Going forward, I'll just be dusting it occasionally. I don't have to chop off all my hair in one go. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please remember to hit the like button, subscribe, and yeah, share this video with anyone you think it will be helpful too. With that, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.